Hello and good morning. It is Michael from Hollow Thrills. We are here at the Universal Orlando Resort, and we are here early, which is really weird for me. I don't really like to come here super early, but we are here early for a specific reason. Today we have a Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tour. We are going to be touring 6 houses here today. So we are going to be touring Hill House, we're going to be touring Wicked Growth, Puppet Theater, Scary, Icons Captured, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That is all 6 houses that are going to be on the 6 house tour here at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights for the Unmasking the Horror tour. The other 3 houses for the 3 house tour are going to be Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and Case Files Unearthed. Super excited today. Gonna have a whole bunch of pictures. So this is mostly gonna be a voiceover video, which is gonna be accompanied with a whole bunch of pictures that I took and some videos, but for the most part it's gonna be just all picture based. So I am super excited. Let's head in. We have to go over towards the Blue Man Group area to be able to enter, so let's head over there now. As we walk over, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to get notified whenever I post a video. And also, I'll be posting a whole bunch of these pictures over on my Instagram, so go follow me over there as well as my Twitter. And there is our sign for the Unmasking the Horror tour. We are heading right over this way. Our time is at 9:15, so let's head over. So this is actually the first time that I'm ever going to be doing an Unmasking the Horror tour, because I had never done it before, so I am really excited for this. I'm going to be honest, because I've followed Horror Nights since 27, so it's not really that long, but at the same time, I've just been super wanting to do this, and I never really had the money, but now I have a little bit of money that I can throw around, so we're going to try to do it. So the first place that they put you in is this little holding area, lobby type thing that you sit at these tables and you can order stuff off this menu. Personally, I'm getting the flatbread. It has creme fraiche and the caramelized onions because I'm kind of feeling some pizza, but I am thinking about getting the ice cream cone just because it's very interesting because it has black sesame seed ice cream with vanilla swirl. And special for this year, you get a lanyard here that has all of the Universal monsters on it. This is specifically for the Behind the Screams tour, and then the other side has Behind the Screams, and then has the Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, and Dracula, and then I think the Wolfman is on the inside. Oh yeah, and then there you go. You have the Mummy, Universal Studios, and the Wolfman and Creature. We are now in the park, heading all the way back, taking the long trek all the way back to the back corner for the tent houses. So our first house is going to be Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin. Look at this awesome facade here for Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin. Oh man, it's the boy, Lil Boo. So we're starting off with a picture of the facade, of the inside of the facade, and then you can see the Mr. Carver's pumpkins. So that is actually from Slaughter Cinema. And then on the inside they have fake corn, because anytime that they put real corn in a house, they always have the sort of corn curse where a hurricane always comes and destroys the corn. That's actually happened twice in Horror Nights history. Scarecrow, The Reaping, and then also Field of Screams, which was a scare zone a couple years ago. They planted corn for it, got absolutely destroyed. And then you see the X's for the trim on the trim of the house. There's 3 X's which stand for 30 years, 30 fears. And then you see the different sections of this this person that's standing up here. His name is Mark. He's the head of the makeup of Icons and of Wicked Growth. And then you have an area for Nathaniel Crowe. Nathaniel Crowe, if you know him, he's from the lore. And this section right here is just paying homage to Nathaniel Crowe and making canon in Horror Nights lore. And then this section right here, you have this little area up there where a guy's laying up there and his arm drops down. He's actually a fully clothed scare actor, which is a lot different than they normally do. This is an homage to Albert Kane, which was an icon of Horror Nights past, which my tour guide kept insisting that he was going to have some sort of bigger role. It just kind of seemed a little odd. Maybe we'll see Albert Kane back for 31 next year. I don't know. And then we have Charles Gray, which that's for him. He's in the mausoleum. He's also the top hat guy in Tooth Fairy, if you know who I'm talking about there, and he's part of the creative team for Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. And then this little thing here is a butterfly. So this butterfly is in every single house at the event this year. There's always some sort of butterfly in the house. And then we have more nods to Slaughter Cinema, like the Midnight Snack 2 creatures and the Cult of the Demon Beast Baby. Then this last picture here, it appears that you are under a pumpkin patch, which I think is just really cool. I would have never noticed that, had I just been going through the house at night. And unfortunately, we weren't able to take a picture in the Pumpkin Lord's room, but that it just makes that area make a whole lot more sense. So we just got done with Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin. We're heading over to Scary right now, but that looked so awesome, being able to see everything, get a little bit of explanation of everything in there. Hope you guys enjoyed all the parts that I was able to remember from the tour, that I could tell you guys that she was able to tell us. But just that entire house looks so awesome, and the fact that it's an original house and you can take as many pictures as you want except for 2 scenes, it's just really awesome. But now, like I said, we're heading over to Scary, which is our kind of anniversary house, so to speak, this year. So yeah, let's head over there now. Here we are at Scary, a nice place to live or die.
Where should we say that she's from, or her backstory? Where should we connect her to? We want a creepy town. And Laura Sauls, who at this point is the senior director of creative development and show direction, she was like, well, I'm from this little town, Cary, Ohio, and nothing really happens there. It's super small, but like all small towns, there are some haunted houses. There's a haunted covered bridge. Sound familiar? Yeah. And they were like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So the Schoolhouse Scare Zone in 2008 was set in Cary, and then they just kept doing it and just became a fun little thing. And apparently the people of Cary, Ohio actually support it because, it was one of their own that did it. So when Laura brought her dad to the event, he was so tickled and excited that his town was featured at the event that he just stayed in the Scare Zone all night and walked up and down the street. Wow. And when you guys walk up to the house tonight or whatever night you're going, the different songs that you're going to listen to, believe it or not this masterpiece right here, but some of her dad's favorite songs. So the one that I've heard when I've come and been paying attention was Que Sera.
Starting off Scary, you see Pump House number 30. That's our 30 nod for this house. And then here's some creatures from The Spawning as the first area that you go into in the house. And then you can move on to The Hive, which was a house from 27. And then right after that, you're into the Wyandotte Estate, which is something that's in the windows. And then you have the Spirit Seekers from the Legendary Truth. You have stuff about the Legendary Truth, the Collective. So that's one of the actual things you could scan back at 25 when they were there. And then there's the house from Dollhouse of the Damned that was repainted for Poltergeist at 28. And then we have the Cary Elementary School for the schoolhouse, and you can see the house kind of looks like a face a little bit. And there's a little swing set from that. You have this chalkboard which has the decor members for the house are actually listed on there. And then there's a little nod to Cindy Kane from the orphanage, Ashes to Ashes. And then we have the HR Blood and Guts section of the house, which it is a nod for his house at 21, which was Holidays of Horror. And they're just videos that say all of the different holidays that he recreated for his house. And then we have this little section for the butterfly for the house. So that's the butterfly right there. And you can see on the wardrobe, there's Jack's costume right in the middle. Super cool seeing that. Then we have a section for Meets. Awesome. Loved this section of the house. Had a little nod to Midnight Snack 2 from Slaughter Cinema in there as well, and Sorority Sacrifice. These were all over the different houses at the event this year. And here's the butcher shop for Meets. Samuel Meets, also known as Mike Aiello, former creative director. And then this telephone is actually from the Halloween 4 house, which is at 28. And then this door right here is where Meets would actually pop out of the house. So we stopped for our little break here at the Nightmare Fuel stage after going through Scary Horrors in the Heartland. And I actually really enjoyed going through the house and seeing everything and just actually piecing together all of the different houses from past years that were in there. So that was literally like right over there. And now we're in here. Still have yet to see this show. Maybe I'll see it tonight. And our last little gift for the Unmasking the Horror Tour was this button with Jack's face on it. Super cool button and a one-of-a-kind piece of merchandise. Now we are on our way over after our little short break over there at the Halloween Nightmare Fuel show. We're heading over to my second favorite house so far this year, which is the Haunting of Hill House. So there weren't many areas in the Haunting of Hill House that we could actually take pictures just because it's an IP. So the sign was one of the things that we could take a picture of. The sign, really iconic for the show, so I understand why we're able to take a picture of that. And then we look at the facade. This facade is the coolest facade that I've ever seen at Horror Nights. Like, I really love Dead Water's facade, but this facade just is so cool. There's a picture of me in front of it. I just love this facade, and it looks even better with the lighting packages. And then this is in the cellar, where the ghost in the cellar is. He is actually right there. You can see that little mat that he crawls out on. Got a little closer picture, but yeah, he crawls out on that mat and actually scares the shit out of you. It's super cool. And then there's the Red Room door. That's the only pictures we were able to take. We are here at Puppet Theater after we went through Hill House. There wasn't much we could take pictures of in Hill House, so hopefully since this is an original, we get to take a lot more pictures through this one. But the only thing that you can point out here is Al Kane & Co., a little nod to the caretaker. So here is the look at the facade for Puppet Theater, captive audience. I think this facade is really good. Both the facades for the tent houses were amazing this year. And here's a little look back through the other side of the facade. And this spot, kind of a nod back to Nightingales from 29, where you expect that there's going to be someone to scare you there, but there's not actually this year. And then we're in like the powder room that they have, or the green room, which you have that devil mask there, which looks relatively familiar. And then the hair pieces that are up there are actual like scalped off hair. It's super cool looking. And then this scare, it's a mirror scare, so it's a fake mirror, super cool. And then that's where you first see the curtain lady. And then this is the area for Arte, which Arte is actually based off of a real Russian artist. And now this is the coolest scene of this entire house, because you have those high ceilings, which they push the limits to those high ceilings in this house. Like, it's so cool. And then you have the area where Romeo is doing his little thing on that stage there. And you have different props and stuff, including that little puppet guy and some ballerinas here. And then you have this spot here for Billy from Dead Silence, which is from an old house that was back in the day. And then the ballerinas are actually from the Chucky house that they had a long time ago. Alright, so we are done 4 out of our 6 houses, and we are heading over to Monsters Cafe for our lunch. And then we're going to hit up the last 2 houses, which are in the sound stages. Alright, so we just got done lunch. That was really delicious. The flatbread was really good, and surprisingly, the ice cream, the black sesame and vanilla ice cream, was really good. The black sesame kind of just tasted like peanut butter. It was really good. But now I think we're heading into the soundstage houses. Not really sure which one's first, so that's going to be a surprise for you guys when we finally get there. So our first of the 2 soundstage houses was Icons. This house is amazing. I absolutely love this. Here's the facade for it, and you can see like the vines on the top spell out Icons. And here are each of the individual totems that they had for the icons. So you had the usher, and then this is the caretaker. And then we have the director. We have Lady Luck, and then we have Jack and Chance. All of these totems are super cool looking, and I absolutely love them. And the next thing that they showed us was this little like nod to the caretaker. It looks like a little stopwatch right there in the window of the lantern. And there was dummies throughout the entire thing that had shirts on from past years. So there was one from 25, this one's from 20. And then there were little chips in the Lady Luck's room, which were from Penn and Teller's Nuke Vegas or whatever it was called. It was a house from previous years. Though once again, there's Mark. What a guy. He was the art director, if you remember that. More parts from Lady Luck's commercials from back at 21. And then there's a slot machine, which is going to bring you into our next room, which is the director. My favorite icon by far. And the coolest kill, which was the bathtub scene. Absolutely love this kill that he does. And there's a dummy wearing a shirt from that year. And then there's the director's camera, which was just sitting on a shelf over there. And there's the director's chair, and there was another dummy wearing a shirt. And then that is an actual legitimate like hot set sign from that year. And then here's Julian just hanging up there, the usher. Poor Julian. And then we have a shirt on another dummy of the usher. This one's actually from, I believe that was from 25 or 20, one of the two. And there was the usher's area in the house. More stuff from Slaughter Cinema. So this is Amazon Cannibals from Planet Hell. Cult of the Demon Beast Baby. The last one being the Swamp Yeti. All of these posters, like I said, are throughout all of these houses, so it's super cool. And this area actually smelled like popcorn, and you had the usher just chilling there, so it was super awesome for that one. And then there's the actual tape recorder from the media boxes that they handed out for that year's event. And this is probably the coolest little tidbit throughout the house. In the caretaker's room, they have these little tags on all of the dummies' feet, which have nods to that year, as well as different towns around Florida. And there's the guy, this person has no heart. The caretaker's line in this house. Literally super iconic, very quotable. And there's the caretaker's bag that he carries around. And now we're in the storyteller's area, which is there's another dummy wearing the 15 shirt with storyteller. There's the storyteller's book wrapped up in chains. And there's the nail bed kill. Right on that wall is normally a projection of the storyteller transforming, and then this is where you would see the transformed storyteller. And then there's Jack's Jack in the Box. Super cool seeing that. And there's Eddie's chainsaw as well. There's Eddie. Speaking of Eddie, there's Eddie's cell from Shady Brook, as well as Chance. And then this sign here is for Run, which was Run is Eddie's house from back in 25 as well as 16. There's inside of Chance's cell some puppets that look like Jack and Chance. Super cute. And now we are in the throne room. Now, the throne is actually from Hades, which was a house way back when. And then this stone up there actually looks like Jack's head if you look at it closely. And this is our last house. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which this is kind of a in-between house between 1 and 2. This is where this house is placed. And we have a little nod to Jack here with these cigarettes. And then we also have the armadillo, which is a nod to the taxidermied armadillo, which showed up in the first movie. And then we have the inside of the actual like gas station, which has the butcher shop in it. And there is the Leatherface's like antler room, which you can see in the first movie. And we have the area which you have all the chicken feathers. And then there's the skin lamp, which is a super iconic part of the movie, as well as the bone chair, which is made entirely out of human bones. It was super cool seeing that in person. But since it was an IP, unfortunately, that was all the pictures we were able to take in this house. So we are officially done with both sound stages. We had Icons followed by Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Icons house, I have a brand new appreciation for it just because of being able to see all the little details that you're not able to see at night. It's just so cool. Like, and then especially with TCM, our guide gave us some amazing trivia for the house that I didn't actually know. So it was really cool to learn all that different stuff about not just the movie, but the house itself. And it's really awesome. So this tour was just fantastic. So we have wrapped up the tour officially. We're just heading to Stay and Scream now. But that tour was 1,000% worth it. All 6 houses, being able to see all of those with the lights on during the daytime was so awesome. And being able to take pictures in almost every single room in the originals was awesome, especially in this year that we're in, being the 30th anniversary. This is now without a doubt going to be a yearly thing that I do, trying to go for the 6th house, Unmasking the Horror Tour. It was amazing. But if you guys enjoyed, please make sure you drop a like and also comment. Out of all the pictures that I showed you, which one was your favorite, or which of the houses that I went through looked the coolest during the day? But as always, I'm Michael. This has been Hallowed Thrills, and I'll see you guys next time.